Hello everyone, this week is about agile estimation for a new mobile app. For the first question, I will choose planning, because the complexity of the project requires further discussion. Um, the project is described as having ambitious scope and advanced features. Planning Park provides a structured way to discuss the complexity of each task in depth, encourages team members to share their views and collaboratively reaches consensus, helping to improve the accuracy of estimations. Second, is because team diversity. Team members include the experienced and the junior members, which means that differences in experience levels needs to be taken into account in the estimation process through anonymity and the use of relative points. Planning Park mitigated the impact of individuals, prompted more impartial estimations, and encouraged full team participation. Third, is the Agile methodology commitment. The team has a commitment to Agile methodology. Planning Park is an estimation method that adheres the Agile principles and emphasizes collaboration, adaptability, and flexibility to help teams better plan and manage complex projects. The first point is the limitation of T-shirt size and dot voting. T-shirt size only provides rough estimations and doesn't support task-level discussion. Dot voting lacks in deep discussion. The risks that are concentrated. The second question: how to face the uncertainty of the project and the diverse experience of the team. First is the collaboration and discussion. Through Planning Park, team members can participate in the estimation process together, so as to share their understanding and views on the project, reducing the confusion caused by uncertainty. Second is anonymity reduces individual influence. Planning Park makes the estimation of each member relatively equal through anonymity, collaborating the influence of the individual experience and the authority on the entire estimation process. Third is relative points accommodate different experience level. Using relative points rather than specific time units make it easier for team members with different experience level to reach consensus. Last is transparency builds trust. Each team member can see the estimates of others. This helps build trust between teams and ensures that each member have a common understanding of the uncertainties of the project. Now, for detailed methods for estimating meetings, first is explain user stories. The product owner explains each user story one by one, ensuring that the team has a clear understanding of the requirements of the task. Second is explain the rules of using Planning Park, such as the use of relative points, anonymity, and act. Make sure every team member understands the basic principles of estimation. Third is team members use Planning Park cards to estimate each user story. Each member considers the complexity of the task, technical difficulties, and other factors before estimating. Next, discussion and consensus. A discussion is held after each round of estimation for team members to share their estimates and considerations, reach consensus through collaboration, especially where estimations differ. Last is resolve disagreements. If there are differences of opinions, encourage team members to present their views and find a solution. In-depth discussion may be needed to resolve complex or uncertain task estimations. For challenges and the solutions, the first challenge is the members may have different understanding of user stories. So, and the solution is to provide detailed instructions before each user story to ensure that everyone's expectations for the task are consistent. Second challenge is estimates may inconsistent. If there are large differences in estimated, encourage team members to have a more in-depth discussion and share their perspectives to better understand the complexity of the task. Last is estimating meetings may take a lot of time, and you need to make sure that each user story is effectively discussed in the meeting. Set reasonable time frames and ensure that the team is focused on key discussion points. There are 6 factors the team should consider in each new user story. The first is the task complexity. Assess the complexity of each user story, including the functionality involved, technical difficulty, and implementation challenges. Second is technical dependencies. Consider technical dependencies between user stories to determine the accuracy of estimates and possible delays. Third is user experience design. The complexity and effort of UI or UX design, including the requirements of interface customization and design. Fourth is the integration requirements. The effort involved in integrating other productivity applications, as well as possible technical and compatibility challenges. Fifth is automation requirements. For the automation tasks involved, estimates may need to take into account the automation efforts of testing and implementation. The last is deadline and urgency. Consider the urgency and the deadlines of the project to ensure that the estimated workload can be completed within the specified time. So how to deal with the estimated and perceived dependencies above. First is split tasks. User stories E and F are further broken down into smaller subtasks to better manage their complexity and dependencies. Second is the prioritizing dependencies. Focus first on the dependencies between user stories E and F. You may need to complete the integration with other applications before you start to customize the UI. Ensure that the two work smoothly together. Third is adopt an iterative approach to development. First, achieve the most critical functions. Ensure that the integration with other applications work properly, and then gradually carry out UI customization development. This helps in identify and resolve potential problems earlier. The last is continuous communication. Maintain communication inside and outside the team to ensure that each member is clear about the importance of dependencies. Keep progress updated so that the The entire team is aware of and able to adapt to changes. For how to use how user stories priorities and what policies are in place to effectively manage this dependence. First, set priority. Give priority to the user story D, because it may contain key features of the project that are critical to the overall success. Second is the focus on dealing with the dependencies between user stories E and F, as they directly affect the progress of the entire sprint. Lastly is handle the user story G, because it also ensures that the user's daily habits are tracked and displayed as planned. The dependency management strategy. First is parallel development. Integration with other applications and UI customization are developed in parallel as much as possible to reduce the overall sprint time. Regular integration testing. Ensure that teams regularly integrate tasks, perform integration testing, and identify and resolve possible dependency issues in a timely manner. Last is agile feedback. Adopt agile development principles, collect and use users' feedback in a timely manner, adjust the priorities tasks according to the actual situation. So, to reflect the team speed, first the speed is speed analysis. Calculate the difference between completed story points and the planned speed. Second is reason analysis. Study why user stories complete while others don't. Third is analyze the potential completion of user story E. Determine which aspects lead to completion and which are not yet completed. The influence is improve estimate accuracy. The team is able to estimate the workload of the task more accurately after reflects the first sprint. Second is avoid the same problem. The lessons learned and the suggestions for improvement will be applied in the next sprint plan. Third is optimize the task splitting. Ensure a more balanced and manageable workload for each task. Last is better risk management. Teams are better able to identify and manage potential risks. The last question, adjust the weightings, estimate processes, and sprint plans. First is introduce feedback loops at the end of the sprint. Organize a review session for team members to share their experience in the lessons learned and suggest improvements to the estimated end plan. This helps to continuously optimize the estimation process. Second is refine task and user stories. In future sprints, refine user stories and tasks to more accurately estimated effort. This helps to reduce the complexity of the task and improve the accuracy of the estimation. Last is consider learning. Third is consider learning from past sprints. Consider learning from past sprints when planning your next sprint. Avoid repeating the same mistakes. Make adjustments based on past experience and better plan for future tasks. Last is monitor progress in real time. Introduce real time progress monitoring tools so that teams can identify potential problems and make adjustments in time. This helps to be more flexible in responding to changes and increases the efficiency of sprint planning. Thanks.